crosstown traffic and the green line whizzing by overhead on this calm winter night in Chicago. But not for long.
And now, the starting lineup for the Eastern Conference. At forward, a three-time most valuable player, an all-star each of his 9 seasons from the Boston Celtics, 6'9", Larry Bird.
Greetings, everyone, from Chicago, the host of the 1988 All-Star Game. Alongside the terrific Clark Kellogg and our reporter David Aldridge on the sidelines, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Clark, this terrific city has produced some greats, and 4 of them playing tonight.
You're exactly right, Kevin. The Windy City, Chicago, has produced Mo Cheeks, Isaiah Thomas, Doc Rivers, and Mark Aguirre, all All-Stars, and I'm sure they've got plenty of family and friends in attendance to enjoy their performance on the court.
Yep, so much to celebrate. And Clark, is there a common thread when you think about a Chicago-type player?
Well, I certainly do believe there's a common thread. When playing outside or outdoors in the Windy City, the perimeter shot can easily get blown off course. So you got to be able to get that thing to the rack and in a straight line fashion. And that's something all Chicago players share in common.
A lot of high flyers, you're right. And your West All-Stars, Fat Lever and Magic Johnson, the guards, Alex English and Karl Malone at the forward spots, and in the middle, Hakeem Olajuwon. For the East, it's Moses Malone inside, and Dominic Wilkins with Larry Bird, the forwards. And in the backcourt, Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan.
And you look at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, rivals since college. Early on, no love lost between them, but over time, they've become friends.
Olajuwon with the block.
Boy, Olajuwon is a ferocious defender and rim protector. Really excels at slapping shots away.
Malone with the block. Jordan against English. Olajuwon with the block. And he recovers it. And he's able to get it back. Here's Lever. And it's sent back by Wilkins. And here we go. The East with a fast break. Thomas is running. Look at the soft touch of Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan, not only last season's leading scorer by a mile, but Clark Kellogg this season, he is in the running for the Defensive Player of the Year.
He is the true definition of a two-way player. Gets it done at a high level at both ends.
And an exhibition game with plenty of motivation for these stars nonetheless. For more, let's say hello to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, I was talking to Larry Bird about his goals for the matchup, and he said, I think our job is to get the ball to Michael Jordan, get him into the game, and get the crowd into the game. So if Bird has anything to do with it, Michael Jordan will be the MVP. And that would be poetic justice this weekend. Guys, back to you.
Especially where we are. Well said, David. Thank you. Jordan Clark, obviously, in front of his hometown crowd. He loves it, and they really love it.
No doubt about it, Kevin. You think about the fans in Chicago. They love basketball. And I can expect, and you can too, a ton of energy, some extra adrenaline anytime Michael touches the ball.
Clark, this city is on fire with Jordan, aren't they? I mean, they love him, and they think about what's to come. My goodness.
Smoking.
Yeah. And Michael Jordan winning the dunk contest yesterday. Clark, can he add to his trophy case tonight?
Kevin, I think his teammates want to see him win the MVP. I think they're going to give him as many touches as he needs to have a chance to do it.
Ooh, that'll be fun to watch. Here's Johnson, following the basket by Michael Jordan. And Magic Johnson continuing to orchestrate beautifully. And if there was a snub, Clark, for this year's All-Star game, many felt it was the sharpshooter Dale Ellis of the side.
Well, you take a look at what he's done. He's the only top 10 scorer in the NBA who was not an All-Star.
Yeah, the Tennessee Volunteers should be here. So it's the West now. Isaiah Thomas picking up that last basket. Lever finds English. 6 to shoot. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. And tonight's All-Star MVP will have a $5,000 check presented in their name, Clark, to the Thurgood Marshall Black Education Fund.
A great cause in honor of a terrific American.
And the Eastern All-Stars favored to win tonight.
Star power and firepower. Veteran IQ and smarts. But you never know. The West has quite a bit of talent, too.
Indeed they do. Brad Doherty is checked in for the East. Ewing comes in for Larry Bird. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Yeah, the officials won't let that slide. I mean, they're eager to call out those illegal screens as well. They should be.
Doc Rivers, he's checked in for Thomas.
Doc Rivers.
And so it's Wilkins who brings up the ball for the East All-Stars. It's Jordan with the drive. And the basket is good. Jordan's got 11. Clark, amidst this All-Star celebration, labor negotiations between the players and the NBA continue.
Trying to find their way through this current impasse, Kevin, and looking to avoid any interruptions to this game that we all have a love affair with.
Yeah, I know you and I hope they can find some common ground.
Please make it happen soon.
Here's English after the made shot from Michael Jordan.
You know, people said Alex English was too light of frame, too skinny, not athletic enough. Well, how about this? He's playing in his 7th straight All-Star game. So much for being too skinny.
Hey, Clark, the record for points in the All-Star game is 42, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in the 1962 All-Star game.
And, you know, a lot of Wilt's records seem virtually untouchable, but I don't think that one is. With all these great scores, who knows? It might be broken tonight.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? So the timeout taken here, the first for the West All-Stars. And the East with some changes. Larry Bird's checked in for Wilkins. Thomas comes in for Jordan. And Cheeks is subbed in for Doc Rivers. Then for the West All-Stars, Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Elijah. Worthy comes in for Malone. And it's Drexler in for Lever. Now, here's English. 6 points for him. Here's Worthy. A special move before the shot. Well, Clark, there was some question whether James Worthy would actually play in this All-Star game.
Yeah, he's dealing with some tendonitis in his knee, and because of that, I think his minutes very well could be limited.
Yeah, he's got to pay attention to the big picture, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And Kareem looking to set the career record for All-Star scoring. Isn't that something?
It really is. Needs just 10 points to do it, Kevin, and you got to love his chances. I mean, that's a layup for him, pun intended.
Yeah, a good one. He faded back on that one to give himself some room. And if there's a rival for the size and athleticism of Michael Jordan, Clark, it might just be Clyde Drexler.
I don't think there's any question about it, Kevin. The Phi Slamma Jamma alum can take flight with the very best of them.
Yep, great athletes. Cheeks' shot is good. Clark wide open, high scoring both ways.
These tremendous All-Stars are putting on a tremendous show, Kevin.
What a blast. Drexler high post. Stolen by Thomas. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. East All-Stars lead by 4. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. As these great fans hope Michael Jordan can bring home the win and the MVP hardware. Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
Boy, he is all over that shot. I mean, had it read the whole way, got himself in the position, and then was able to make the play.
Here's Drexler, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Drexler's got his second bucket of the night.
And enjoying his finest pro season, Clyde the Glide Drexler making his second All-Star appearance. Worked over the summer with Kiki Vandeweghe to substantially improve his jump shot. And the head coach of the East, Mike Fratello, his first time coaching in the All-Star game.
On the court right now as the second quarter starts for the West All-Stars. Worthy out there with McDaniel. Then it's Johnson, then it's Kareem, and it's Drexler in at the 2. How about that? Mike's a terrific friend of yours and mine, and Fratello's Hawks recently moved into first place in the East after the Cavs beat the Celtics. Clark enabling him to become the coach of the East All-Star.
So don't be surprised if the Cavs' Brad Daugherty gets extended minutes in his first All-Star appearance. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
The East making a switch. Wilkins is checked in. Then for the West All-Stars, Olajuwon's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Malone comes in for James Worthy. And Levers subbed in for Clyde Drexler. And here early, Clark, the East has the edge.
You look at that team on the East squad, an embarrassment of riches, Kevin, and you know, they've got so many weapons. I think it simply comes down to execution for them.
Good work there as it goes. Thomas got 6 points.
How about this list? Players who have never missed an All-Star game in their careers. Jerry West, Bob Pettit, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those last 3 playing here tonight.
The East making a switch. Rivers checked in. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That's good from Johnson.
Well, pretty much the perfect point guard, if there is such a thing. Magic has incredible passing skills, great size, unbelievable vision, plus leadership qualities that make him CEO-like. A native Chicagoan, Glenn Doc Rivers, a first-time All-Star. He said 5 years ago he sat in the same hotel and cried because he wasn't drafted in the first round. Now, same setting, but the script has been flipped. It all comes full circle for Doc.
4 on the shot clock. Johnson stolen by Rivers.
And you know, so far I like the effort from both teams. It's an exhibition, but each team showing great pride. They're getting after it.
And Wilkins gets it to go on the assist by Ainge.
And Dominique Wilkins is the go-to scorer for the Hawks, no question about that. And he's embraced that leadership role as well. Obviously a huge part of the Hawks' success.
The vision of Magic Johnson is unsurpassed.
And Fat Lever, snubbed a year ago, now a first-time All-Star, well-deserved. He leads the league in triple-doubles, one of the original stat sheet stuffers, averaging 9 rebounds a game as well. Best by a mile for NBA guard.
And Clark, so much talent for each side, but they got to develop that chemistry on the fly, don't they?
Exactly, and that's what the coaches will be looking for down the stretch. Which group of players really complement one another and give you the best chance to win?
And Clark, with his strength and quickness, Xavier McDaniel, a very tough guy to cover.
Well, he's versatile. You talk about that strength and athleticism. 92% of the time in his career, he scored in double figures. Very consistent.
My goodness. And now let's go over to David Aldridge with a report on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Thank you, Kevin. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the oldest All-Star in history. This is his 17th game. No one else has been in more than 13. To put that into context, there were 6 players in yesterday's Legends game that were younger than Kareem. Magic Johnson says he respects Kareem more than anyone I know because of the pride this man has in whatever he does. Kevin, back to you.
He is a very proud individual. David, thank you. And Kareem's coming out here, Clark, after spending 2 days in bed with strep throat. It's remarkable.
And, Kevin, that's exactly the pride Magic was talking about. And that's why it seems like every game we do, Kareem is adding adding to some type of record that he's already established tonight. He could very well become the leading scorer in the history of the All-Star game.
Isn't that phenomenal? They call him captain for a reason. He is truly the leader of this entire NBA.
Yes, sir. And Coach Mike Fratello, a colleague of ours, coaching in the All-Star game, standing tall amongst a bunch of tall guys in the NBA. You know, his dad was an amateur boxer, and, you know, I think that background gives Mike a lot of confidence as a coach.
This is it to McHale. In the corner, Wilkins with it. McHale trying to free himself. And another three from the East.
No hesitation from Wilkins. The edge he brings on offense is really what makes him lethal.
And Clark, not easy for these coaches to put move through some sets.
And you know, Kevin, it's not about necessarily practice time. A few offensive sets is all that's needed. I think it's how you manage the players and give them a platform to have fun and do what they do.
That's a good point. Here's McDaniel, defended by Wilkins. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Olajuwon against Ewing. Back to Rivers. And here's Wilkins from the arc. And another three from the East.
Boy, tremendous vision from Rivers there. You see why he racks up so many assists.
Johnson against Rivers. Here's McDaniel. Olajuwon inside. He's against Ewing. And the West can't hang on to the ball. And it's a completely new group for the East All-Stars. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Olajuwon. Worthy comes in for Malone. Aguirre's checked in for McDaniel. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Lever.
Well, I think the defense has to guard Thomas a lot better than that. He's really good in that mid-range area.
Drexler outside. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And Kareem, the elder statesman. 19 years in the NBA. Decades of dominance. Larry Bird still warm from last night.
Larry Bird had it going last night at the Legends game. Trying to fill it up tonight as well.
On the wing, Worthy. The basket good off the assist from Drexler. Worthy's got 7 points. And James Worthy here in Clark, his third All-Star game.
Yeah, I was part of the 82 draft when Worthy was the #1 pick out of North Carolina. He can hurt you on the block as well as in transition.
So refresh our memories. He was #1. Where were you taken?
I was number 8, Kevin.
That's right.
Number 8.
That's right. I knew that. I just wanted you to boast a little bit. And so it's the East All-Stars holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their lead is... And we welcome you back to the second half of the 1988 All-Star Game here in Chicago. Great performances from these players, whether it's their first time participating or their 17th. The East leading by 8.
You know, you get into the latter stages of the game, and it's normal to wonder who will take home the MVP trophy. It's certainly one of those accolades that's mentioned when you talk about the great ones.
Jordan is out there with Thomas. Then there's Bird. Then it's Wilkins. And it's Malone in at the 5, down low. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars. Lever passes to Johnson. Banked in off the glass. And that's now 7 points for Magic Johnson. And of the players in tonight's All-Star Game, Clark, 2 have won MVP trophies in this game before. Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas.
And how about this, Kevin? Thomas has won 2 out of the last 4 years. If he was to get 3 MVPs, that would put him in some rarefied air, tying with Oscar Robertson for second most. Bob Pettit is the only player to do it 4 times. Magic Johnson in his 8th All-Star game now, 2nd in All-Star votes this year, and he hosts his own All-Star game in the summer in L.A. as a fundraiser, and I understand it's quite an event.
And the East with the lead.
Living up to that favored and top billing and giving these fans quite a show.
And the basket by Johnson. And Magic Johnson, Clark, made it clear coming into this game that he wanted the challenge of defending the great Michael Jordan.
He certainly did, and the West as a team will certainly have their work cut out for him trying to slow that guy down.
That is going to be fun to watch. Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars.
Not a bad time to pump the brakes right here, check in with everybody, and make sure you're speaking in stereo.
Here's Johnson. He's got 11. To the middle. Olajuwon with incredible footwork for a big man. And Clark, when you look at Hakeem Olajuwon's Houston Rockets, here is a team making a lot of moves.
I tell you what, their trade for Joe Barry Carroll and Sleepy Floyd paying huge dividends. They're certainly on the rise in my mind.
Yeah, a lot of people like those moves. And Clark, a slow start, but Michael Jordan is beginning now to get some momentum and heating up.
And the fans starting to take notice. They're feeling it a little bit, making some noise. They're certainly hoping he can make it happen.
And it's Moses Malone with the foul. That's his first foul.
First team foul. Three-pointer.
The West trails by 8.
Wilkins.
And it's Dominique Wilkins with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's English. He's got 6. Lever, that's good.
That's an excellent move inside, keeping pace here.
English.
And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for the East All-Stars. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Jordan. The East All-Stars tack on 2 more. And starting last season, Clark, Michael Jordan's scoring went through the roof.
Averaging over 37 points per game, partner, and he's kept close to that pace this season as well. Remarkable.
Amazing and remarkable, right. Wow. Clock at 6. Lever kicks to Johnson. Here's the 3. And the West hit again from deep.
Magic Johnson leads the league in assists, and he's also got the most assists in All-Star game history. He processes the game at another level, folks. And, you know, most of these guys are accustomed to having their team's offense built around them. It's an adjustment for them now to figure out who's going to get the rock most of the time. And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
And there's the call on Michael Jordan. That's his first foul.
And now they're just 1 foul away from being in the bonus.
Donaldson, he's checked in for Olajuwon. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Jordan against Johnson. Shot clock at 6. It's good for his 8th consecutive basket in only 8 tries. Wow. And you think about it, Justin Clark, how about the All-Star reserves? Guys that start normally are the stars of their team, now off the bench on a team of stars.
Kevin, excellent point. For players who are used to starting the game, probably a rare experience coming in off the bench and trying to get it going. But I think these guys so enjoy being part of this. That sacrifice is not much at all.
You're exactly right. Well, if Jordan is going for that scoring record, Clark, he's running out of time.
You know, I think at this point, Kevin, he can't worry about the record. Just try to get the win. There's always next year to get the numbers.
The West All-Stars have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. Here's what the East is going with right now. Doherty, he's checked in for Malone. And Patrick Ewing is subbed in for Wilkins. The West also making some changes. Abdul-Jabbar's checked in for Malone. Aguirre comes in for English. And it's Drexler in for Lever. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Even against tough defense, Thomas is never phased. He's fearless in going against contact.
And this is his 3rd trip to the line tonight. And the first one drops.
Isaiah Thomas.
And both free throws good for Thomas. The West trails by 6. Outside, Aguirre. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. That's in there. Coming off the assist from Aguirre.
And Kareem at 40. Still handling his business, getting it done. 15 points a game on 54% shooting from the field. For a 40-year-old, that is excellent production from the center position.
On Kareem, running low on time to set that scoring record, Clark.
Kevin, there's still enough time left in my mind for him to do it. I would love to see it happen. No guarantees that he gets back to this game next year. You know, Jordan doesn't need any help there. I mean, his athleticism is really on another level.
Now a timeout called by the West All-Stars. We've seen Michael Jordan really having a great game.
But, you know, he's just destroying them right now, guys. This defense has to make an adjustment to try and cool him off.
Now Johnson. He's got 21.
East All-Stars foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Second personal foul. Fifth team.
And free throw good from Aguirre.
You know, Mark Aguirre does really just about everything you would ask of him on the floor. Not much that he can't do.
He's off on the second. The East leading by 7. Jordan left side. Ewing trying to get open. Michael Jordan again. Jordan's got 16 points here in the second half.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load. You know, there's been talk about adding a third referee to NBA games. The commissioner and the rules committee are in favor of it. And they plan to put it before the Board of Governors at the next meeting.
And it's blocked by Jordan. And Thomas has it in the corner. Tremendous pass from Bird. He can do it all.
Right now, this is Thomas's show. I mean, he's just torturing the defense and getting busy.
Puts it up from 15. Count that one, and the East All-Stars lead has been cut down to 9 points with the basket from Clyde Drexler.
And at 26 points per game, Drexler ranks 7th in the league in scoring. His Blazers playing catch-up with the Lakers, though. Their improved defense has helped them overcome some early injuries.
Johnson with the bounce pass. Here's the lob to the hoop. And the 7-2 center from the Mavericks, James Donaldson.
You know, I think he's the only lefty in this game. Larry Bird and Danny Ainge right-left-handed, but they shoot it with their right hand.
You and I have talked about this before, but defending a lefty is different than defending clearly a right-handed shooter.
Throws you off just a little bit, Kevin.
Aguirre passes to Donaldson. Abdul-Jabbar on the wing. Johnson attacking, and then Johnson with the jam.
Making a nice cut to the rim with ease, Johnson, using that momentum and strong cut to finish with force.
The East leading by 10. Outside Thomas. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Thomas got 10 points now just in this quarter. Here's Drexler, and he can't jam it through.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
And so it's the East All-Stars enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their work from beyond the arc has been the highlight. A lot of threes finding the bottom of the bucket. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Chicago for the 1988 All-Star Game. The grand finale of what's been a tremendous weekend to celebrate the NBA. The West trails by 12.
You take a look at the landscape of the NBA, and I tell you what, that Central Division, dominant. How about this? 36 games above 500 combined.
And the West All-Stars, looking at who they've got. They've got Elijah on. Malone is out there with Worthy. And it's Drexler. And it's Lever in at the point. Knocked loose. From deep three-point range. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rivers. And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
They're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time defense.
And so it's Lever who brings up the ball for the West All-Stars. Oh!
Drexler. Assist.
Much respect for the bounce of Drexler. I mean, this guy knows how to get up and throw it down with flair.
Drexler's gone 80% from the field, 4 of 5 shooting. Down the stretch here, the East, Clark out in front.
Getting it done. It's been such a fun game to watch. Entertaining from both sides.
Woo, it sure has been.
No defense for that now. I mean, Jordan just too fast.
Lever finds Worthy. Back to Lever. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Knocks it loose. Stolen by Bird. Jordan against Drexler. Olajuwon with the rebound. The West trails by 12. Stolen by Rivers. And here we go. The East with a fast break. Drops in the tray off the fast break.
The number of the second half, 3. They are drilling shots.
Lever, the pass to Worthy. Back to Lever. A wide open look for Drexler. That fall. Great assist by Lever. Lever's got assist number 5 here tonight. The East leading by 13.
And after the Central Division, the Midwest has been the second most competitive division. Those teams are sitting at 10 games over 500.
Worthy outside. Drexler outside. Poke loose and stolen by Jordan. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Pretty good display of strength by Jordan there. Absorbed the contact and still able to nail the shot.
English, he's checked in for James Worthy. And Clark in the Midwest, those Rockets are really making a push.
And they're doing it behind Hakeem Olajuwon. To me, he's the best center in the NBA. They certainly got a chance to give the Lakers a run for their money.
Oh, yeah. 6 on the shot clock. The master of the mid-range, Alex English.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Bird finds Malone. On the wing, Malone. Back to Bird. Malone passes to Bird. Good ball movement here by the East. Jordan in the corner. The East All-Stars need to get another shot. It's good from long range. And the East leads by 19.
Again and again, round and round we go. This guy is knocking down those triples.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And the jam by English.
While assisting may not be the strength of his game, Olajuwon still knows when to get the ball to an open teammate.
That'll be a 5-second call. Isaiah Thomas checked in for the East. Johnson, he's checked in for the West.
Substitution on the court.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Bird with it.
Ball is turned over.
Timeout call here. The West All-Stars decide to talk it over.